Year 5 and welcome to week 12. So this week we are going to have a focus on place value. So while there won't be any brand new learning, we'll draw on any place value learning we've done up to this point and hopefully broaden your understanding a little bit as well. So we're going to start with a Fluent in 5. I'm going to turn over the sheet. There are 5 fluency questions. Pause the video, give yourselves 5 minutes. Remember to start by identifying which calculations can be done mentally. Do those first and then do the written methods. Okay, here's your fluency task for today. So if you pause your video, set a 5-minute timer and see how you get on. Right, your answers are here. So let's have a quick flick through. So I have put M and W for whether I think you should have been able to attempt it mentally. If you had time, of course, and you did it, went back and checked it with a written method, that's fine too. So we had 7.3 times 10, gives us 73, a straightforward addition calculation, a straightforward division, which was 10 times bigger. So all you had to remember was you had to make the 480 10 times smaller and then make the answer 10 times bigger again. So 48 divided by 8 is 6, and 480 divided by 8 is 60. 2 times 3 times 4. You remember with a calculation like that, you can do the multiplication in any order. So you could have done 3 times 4 first to make 12 and then times it by 2, but it doesn't matter as long as you've got the right answer. And then this one, our favourite, the missing number calculation. So this time we had to have a number that we divided by 6 to give us 896. So if you think about it, if you were drawing a bar model for this, 5,376 would be across the top, and then we'd have 6 equal boxes, each with 896 in. So to find the answer, you actually had to do the inverse. You had to multiply those two numbers together. Okay, so place value this week then. We're just going to do a few little activities together to work on our place value, and then I will show you your daily task at the end. So first of all, 3 activities we can do together. Now you do need something to generate some 6-digit numbers here. You could use 0 to 9 cards, which is just pieces of card that you could write each of the single digits on. You could use, if you've got one, a D10, a 10-sided dice, or you could just randomly come up with 6 digits. It doesn't really matter. So I'm going to just work through this one time. You might want to pause your screen, have a go together, and then there's some questions to answer. So I am going to come up with 4 6-digit numbers. Oh, probably could have done with a shuffle. Okay, there's my first number. Okay, so I'll just write that down. So I've got, make sure you know what the number is and what each digit represents. So I've got there 432,106. Then shuffle them up. Now, obviously, if you get a 0 at the beginning, just move it around a little bit. Otherwise, you won't have a 6-digit number. There's my next one. And then just repeat until you've got 4 numbers. Okay, so I now have 4 6-digit numbers. Make sure you can say them. So I've got 432,106, 902,876, 318,206, and 456,903. And then there's a few questions. So which is the largest number? So it's just about being able to understand what the numbers mean. So my largest number, I'm going to look at the most significant digit first, so the 100,000 column. This one's only got 300,000s, those have got 400,000s, and this has got 900,000s. So it's quite easy for me to identify this one is the highest number and this one is the smallest or the lowest number. You can use those interchangeably as long as it's clear which you're talking about, okay? So highest, largest, smallest, lowest, and then there's some extension ones there. I'm not going to do those. but I would like you to have a go at them if you can. So it's about practicing some calculation skill with larger numbers. Can you add them? Can you find the difference? Can you do some complements to 1,000,000? What would you add to get to 1,000,000? And then at the bottom there, which is the smallest single digit you would need to multiply the smallest number by? So what would I need to multiply this number by to make it bigger than that one? Well, I can already instantly see if I times it by 2, it's not going to be big enough. So for my one, it might be 3. I could try it out to see. Okay, so that's your first activity. You can pause the video, have a little go, see what you come up with, and then we'll have a look at activity number 2. So activity 2 then is about creating numbers using a place value grid. So I've got a place value grid here, which I've got up to hundreds of thousands on, and I've got 8 counters. Now you don't have to use counters, you can use absolutely anything you've got lying about, and of course you can do what I've done and just do your own place value grid. So if I put these counters on the grid, I can make a number. I can put them anywhere. I could put some with no counters in, I could leave some gaps, I could put lots in one, but for example, the number I've made there is 120,302. Okay, so you've got some challenges here. I'm not going to do them. I'm going to ask you to pause and have a little go yourself. What is the largest number you can make where there is at least one counter on each column, so no gaps? What's the smallest number you can make with at least one counter on each column? And then you need to make a number that's in the middle of those two. And then there's a couple of extension questions here. Smallest multiple of 5, or the biggest number you can make with only even digits. So a couple for you to keep you busy. Pause the video, have a little go yourself, see how you get on, and then we'll do one more activity. Activity 3 then is about working out a mystery number, and this is going to be your main activity for today. So I have written a set of clues that hopefully show you how to get to a mystery number. Okay, so what you need to do is work through logically, see if you can work out what the mystery number is. So obviously this one has already been done for you, but we'll work through it together and how you'll approach it. And then your activity, it's got 3 sections. They do get gradually harder for you to have a go at for your task today. So what's my number? The number has 5 digits. Well, if I'm doing this, I always put some gaps. So there's my 5 digits, so I know how big my number is. The digits in the ones place is half of 8. Now, if you feel like you need to, and it would help you, you could put some column headings to remind you what each of those columns is. So the ones place, half of 8. So that's going to be 4. The hundreds digit is in the 3 times table and is bigger than 6. Right, I'm just going to write my 3 times table quickly. Right, I know it's going to be a single digit because you can't have double digits in a place. So it can't be 12. I've got to stop there. It's bigger than 6, so it can't be 3 or 6. It's got to be 9. So the hundreds digit is 9. The tens digit is less than 1. Well, there's only one possibility then, and that's 0. The 10,000s digit is the number of days in a week. I know that's 7. And then the thousands digit is half of the ones digit. So half of 4 is 2. So my number is 72,904. So your task today is to work out my mystery numbers. There are 3 sections. And what you need to do is work your way through, bless me, work your way through them. And they do, like as I said, they do get gradually harder. And you do have to really think about some number properties as you go. Now, this is quite small, this sheet, so I will put a still close-up of the sheet on after the video as well. Have a little look and then come back tomorrow and we can check through the answers.